In 2026, the United States will enter a turning point that few people are truly prepared for. Although many believe the future is distant, the truth is that it is already here, shaping daily life, work, health, and even the way Americans interact with one another. What no one tells you is that these transformations will not only change the economy and technology, but will alter the very essence of what it means to live in the USA. This is not a science fiction story. It is the closest projection of tomorrow, based on real trends that are already underway. Imagine waking up in a city where traffic lights are no longer controlled by human timing systems, but by artificial intelligence that predicts flows in real time, reducing accidents and emissions. You leave your home and notice that your neighborhood looks slightly different from just a few years ago. Electric cars dominate the streets. Drones fly overhead delivering packages, and some homes are already equipped with solar tiles that blend seamlessly with architecture. It's still the same America, but with subtle, powerful changes that are redefining life. The economy in 2026 will be one of the most fascinating aspects to watch. Analysts predict that while inflation may continue to pose challenges, technological innovation will create entirely new markets. Artificial intelligence will not just be a tool for programmers, it will become the backbone of retail, healthcare, and even education. What no one tells you is that thousands of jobs will disappear, but thousands of others will be born, requiring skills that only a few currently possess. For example, AI trainers, prompt engineers, and robotics supervisors are professions that sound strange today, but will be common by 2026. But the biggest shock is not technological, it's demographic. By 2026, the USA will face an unprecedented wave of aging citizens. More than 55 million Americans will be over 65, and this will reshape healthcare, housing, and even politics. Hospitals will rely heavily on telemedicine, robotic surgery, and AI-assisted diagnostics. Pharmacies will deliver personalized drugs based on genetic sequencing. This is not just a prediction, it's already starting in leading medical centers across the country. The everyday reality of an American family will revolve around adapting to longer lifespans and new ways to care for their elders. Education will also undergo a silent revolution. What no one tells you is that classrooms will no longer look like they did in the 20th century. Hybrid education will become the norm. Children will attend classes both physically and virtually, guided not only by teachers but by intelligent assistants that adapt lessons in real time. A child in rural Texas or a small town in Ohio could access the same quality of lessons as one in New York or California, thanks to the integration of AI tutors and immersive technologies like augmented reality glasses. This is the democratization of knowledge in practice, though it will also raise questions about the role of human educators. When it comes to cities, 2026 will mark the rise of smart urban centers. Traffic will be coordinated by sensors, waste management will be automated, and security will rely on AI-powered monitoring systems. What no one tells you is that privacy will be one of the hottest debates of the year. Citizens will face the dilemma of choosing between safety and freedom, between efficiency and control. The USA will lead experiments in balancing these two forces, and the results will likely set the stage for how other nations design their own futures. The environment will also play a central role. By 2026, climate events are predicted to increase in frequency and severity, forcing the USA to accelerate its adoption of renewable energy. Solar, wind, and nuclear fusion projects will expand at record speeds. Entire regions will begin transitioning to electric-only vehicles, and major oil-dependent states will face new economic realities. What no one tells you is that the fight against climate change is no longer optional. It's a matter of survival for coastal cities like Miami, New Orleans, and even parts of California. By 2026, the future of these places will already be visibly threatened. The cultural landscape will also experience changes. The entertainment industry, historically one of America's biggest exports, will be redefined by virtual reality, holograms, and AI-generated content. By 2026, music albums could be created by artificial intelligence in collaboration with human artists, and entire movies might be produced without a single traditional camera. Sports will not escape this transformation either. Analytics, AI training, and immersive broadcasting will change how fans connect to their teams. The very concept of celebrity will shift, as virtual influencers gain the same fame as human ones. Food will also look different. Imagine supermarkets where robotic arms restock shelves and self-checkout is replaced by facial recognition that instantly charges your digital wallet. Agriculture will increasingly rely on drones, sensors, and vertical farming, which will make fresh produce available even in urban centers. Lab-grown meat and plant-based proteins will become mainstream by 2026. Reducing dependence on traditional livestock, What no one tells you is that these changes will not only transform the way Americans eat, but will also affect the entire global food supply chain. Daily life, meanwhile, will be shaped by connectivity. The USA in 2026 will be a hyper-connected country. Your fridge will know when you are running out of milk and order it automatically. Your home will regulate its temperature based on your habits, saving energy without your intervention. Vehicles will become extensions of smartphones, equipped with immersive dashboards and autopilot features that will make driving optional. But all this connectivity will also make cyber attacks more dangerous than ever. What no one tells you is that by 2026, cybersecurity will be as essential as electricity or water. The future of politics in 2026 will also surprise many. Elections will increasingly be influenced by AI-driven data analysis, micro-targeting, and social media algorithms. Campaigns will not just fight for votes, they will fight for attention in a fragmented, digital-first world. What no one tells you is that democracy itself will face new stress tests. As misinformation spreads faster and becomes harder to distinguish from truth, the USA will be at the forefront of this global challenge, trying to balance freedom of expression with the need for accurate information. Healthcare, education, economy, cities, entertainment, food, environment, politics, every dimension of life in the USA will be in motion by 2026. But perhaps the most important transformation will be psychological. Americans will have to adapt to living in a society where the pace of change is faster than ever before. Anxiety about automation, climate, and politics will coexist with excitement about innovation, discovery, and possibility. The challenge will be learning how to live in a future that is already happening. What no one tells you is that the USA of 2026 will not feel like a sudden leap into science fiction. Instead, it will feel like a series of small, daily shifts that gradually add up to a reality that seems unrecognizable compared to just a decade earlier. From the way people work and study to how they eat, travel, and love, everything will carry the mark of transition. By the end of 2026, the United States will still be the same country on the map, with the same flag, anthem, and identity. But beneath the surface, it will be a new nation, one that blends tradition with technology, freedom with surveillance, prosperity with uncertainty. The only certainty is that change will be the new normal. And while many will be afraid, others will see it as the greatest opportunity in history. The USA in 2026 is not a far-off vision. It is here, knocking on the door, waiting to be embraced or resisted. The choice will belong to its people, and the rest of the world will be watching closely. Have you ever wondered what the United States might look like in the year 2026? Well, fasten your seatbelts because we're about to embark on a wild ride through a future that's full of surprises. Now, let's talk about something that'll make any nature lover's heart sink: plastic pollution. As discarded plastic continues to accumulate in landfills and incinerators, it's becoming a major environmental concern. But guess what? Innovative companies have found a way to turn this trash into gold. Literally. Recycled plastic is now being used to create high-performance products like Adidas running shoes and the frames for eyeglasses. Who knew that trash could be so fashionable? And speaking of fashion, how about a little mystery? In 2026, DNA will be the new accessory. That's right. DNA pendants and other adornments will be all the rage. These stylish accessories will allow people to display their genetic information in a unique and personal way. Will you be rocking a DNA necklace, or will you keep your genetic info under wraps? So there you have it, a glimpse into the wacky and wonderful world of 2026. From driverless cars to DNA necklaces, the future is full of surprises. But remember, what you've seen here is just the beginning. The years ahead hold even greater wonders and some chilling surprises that will impact not only America but the whole planet. That's why it's crucial to stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and join us on this thrilling journey into the unknown. Because in our next video, we'll unveil even more secrets about the future that no one else dares to reveal. Don't miss out.